I'm crouched in the darkness. The only sound, the soft hum of night vision goggles strapped to my face. The air is thick with tension, the smell of sweat and smoke hanging heavy over the desert landscape. Suddenly, a burst of static crackles through the comms device in my ear, and a voice whispers urgently, "Bravo 12? This is SIERRA 6. We have multiple hostiles closing in on your position, requesting immediate extraction." My heart racing. I glance around at the shadowy figures of my team, their faces set with determination. We're a special ops unit, tasked with infiltrating enemy lines and gathering intel on a top-secret facility. But something's gone terribly wrong. The enemy has been alerted, and now we're fighting for our lives. The sound of gunfire erupts in the distance, the reports echoing off the dunes as our escort team lays down a withering field of fire to pin down the enemy. I feel a surge of adrenaline as I scramble to my feet, my rifle at the ready. We need to move, and fast. The facility is just a few hundred meters away, but it might as well be on the other side of the world. The enemy is closing in, and we're running out of time. I take a deep breath, the cool night air filling my lungs, and sprint forward, my team close behind. As we run, the landscape blurs around us, a chaotic jumble of sand and rock. The only constant is the sound of gunfire, growing louder with every step. I can feel the fear creeping in, the doubt that we might not make it out alive. But I push it aside, focusing on the mission. We have to get that intel, no matter what it takes. The facility is rumored to be developing a new generation of advanced weaponry, something that could change the course of the war. And we're the only ones who can stop it. But how did we get here? The answer lies in the complex web of geopolitics and technology that has come to define modern warfare. The rise of advanced technologies like drones, cyber warfare, and artificial intelligence has created a new landscape of conflict. One where the traditional rules of engagement no longer apply. The old certainties of war, the clash of steel on steel, the smell of gunpowder and sweat, are giving way to a new kind of warfare, one that is fought in the shadows, with code and circuitry rather than bullets and bombs. At the heart of this new landscape is the concept of the military specter, a ghostly presence that haunts the enemy, always lurking just out of sight, always striking without warning. It's a tactic that combines advanced technologies with psychological operations, creating a sense of unease and uncertainty that can be just as debilitating as a physical attack. The military specter is the ultimate expression of modern warfare, a fusion of stealth, deception, and raw firepower that can be used to devastating effect. But the development of the military specter is not just a matter of technology, it's also deeply rooted in the geopolitics of the modern world. The rise of new global powers, the shift of economic and military influence from west to east, has created a new landscape of conflict, one where the old alliances and rivalries are being rewritten. The United States, once the dominant military power, is facing challenges from a resurgent Russia and a rising China, both of which are investing heavily in advanced technologies and military modernization. In this new landscape, the military specter has become a key component of national security strategy, a way for countries to project power and influence without resorting to conventional military force. It's a tactic that has been used to great effect in Ukraine, where Russian-backed separatists have employed advanced technologies like drones and cyber warfare to devastating effect. It's a tactic that has been used in the Middle East, where Israeli forces have used psychological operations and advanced surveillance to disrupt and dismantle terrorist networks. But the military specter is not just a tool of state actors. It's also being used by non-state actors, like terrorist organizations and insurgent groups. These groups have learned to exploit the weaknesses of modern militaries, using advanced technologies like social media and encryption to spread their message and recruit new members. They have learned to use psychological operations, like propaganda and disinformation, to create confusion and uncertainty among their enemies. And they have learned to use advanced tactics, like ambushes and raids, to strike at the heart of their enemies' power. As I run through the desert, the sound of gunfire growing louder with every step, I know that I'm not just fighting for my life, I'm fighting for a way of life. The military specter is a powerful tool, one that can be used to great effect in the right hands, but it's also a double-edged sword, one that can be turned against us if we're not careful. The line between reality and illusion is thin, and in the world of modern warfare, it's easy to get lost in the shadows. But I know that I have to keep moving, to keep pushing forward no matter what. The fate of the mission and the fate of the war depends on it. The facility is just ahead, a looming presence in the darkness. I can see the outlines of buildings, the glow of lights in the windows. My heart is racing, my senses on high alert. We're going in, and we're going in hot. The sound of gunfire is getting closer, the enemy closing in on our position. I take a deep breath, the cool night air filling my lungs, and charge forward, my team close behind. We're about to find out what's really going on inside that facility, and we're going to stop it, no matter what it takes. The next 10 minutes will change the course of the war, and we're just getting started. As the sun began to set on the battlefield, casting a golden glow over the chaotic landscape, the opposing forces dug in for what would be a pivotal and decisive confrontation. The enemy, bolstered by the arrival of reinforcements, had established a robust defensive perimeter, replete with interlocking fields of fire and strategically placed strongpoints. In response, the Allied commander, a seasoned veteran of numerous campaigns, devised a bold and innovative plan to breach the enemy's defenses and shatter their resolve. The battle commenced with a ferocious artillery barrage, as Allied guns and howitzers unleashed a withering storm of high-explosive shells upon the enemy's positions. The earth shook and trembled beneath the onslaught, sending tremors through the ground and hurling debris high into the air. Amidst the cacophony of explosions and screaming shrapnel, the Allied tank corps, comprising heavily armored M1 Abrams and British Challenger 2s, advanced steadily across the battlefield. These behemoths of steel and firepower, equipped with state-of-the-art fire control systems and advanced composite armor, proved nearly impervious to the enemy's anti-tank missiles and gunfire. As the tanks pushed forward, they were supported by swarms of AH-64 Apache helicopters, their rotors whirring and dipping as they darted between the enemy's defenses. These agile and deadly aircraft, armed with Hellfire missiles and 30mm chain guns, proved instrumental in suppressing enemy strongpoints and clearing a path for the advancing armor. The Apaches' advanced targeting systems and thermal imaging capabilities allowed them to pinpoint and engage enemy positions with unerring accuracy. IR missiles and gunfire ripping through the enemy's defenses with devastating effect. Meanwhile, the Allied Air Force, comprising F-16 Fighting Falcons and F-15E Strike Eagles, provided close air support, swooping down from the skies to deliver precision-guided munitions upon the enemy's command and control centers. These aircraft, equipped with advanced radar and avionics systems, proved highly effective in disrupting the enemy's ability to coordinate their defenses, their bombs and missiles striking with pinpoint accuracy and causing widespread destruction. As the battle raged on, the enemy's defenses began to falter, their strongpoints crumbling beneath the relentless onslaught of artillery, tank fire, and air support. The Allied commander, sensing victory within grasp, committed the final reserve of troops, a battalion of elite infantrymen, to the fray. These battle-hardened warriors, equipped with advanced body armor and communication systems, poured into the breach, their rifles and machine guns blazing as they cleared the enemy's positions and secured key terrain features. The enemy, realizing their situation was hopeless, launched a desperate counterattack, hurling a mass of infantry and armor against the Allied lines. However, this last-ditch effort was swiftly repelled by the Allied tank corps, which, supported by the Apaches and Air Force, unleashed a withering barrage of firepower upon the enemy's exposed flanks. The enemy's counterattack was swiftly broken, air troops fleeing in disarray as the Allied forces pursued, cutting down any who dared to stand and fight. In the aftermath of the battle, the Allied commander surveyed the carnage-strewn landscape, the wreckage of enemy tanks and aircraft strewn about like so many twisted and smoldering carcasses. The enemy's defenses had been breached, their strongpoints overrun, and their will to resist shattered. The battle had been a decisive and crushing victory, one that would have far-reaching consequences for the outcome of the war. As the dust settled and the guns fell silent, the Allied commander knew that the tide of the conflict had been irreversibly turned, and that the enemy would never again pose a significant threat to the Allied forces. The M1 Abrams, with its 120mm smoothbore cannon and advanced fire control system, had proven itself to be a formidable opponent on the battlefield, its armor and firepower allowing it to dominate the enemy's tanks and strongpoints. The AH-64 Apaches, with its advanced targeting systems and Hellfire missiles, had proven instrumental in supporting the armor and infantry, its agility and firepower allowing it to outmaneuver and destroy the enemy's anti-tank teams. The F-16 Fighting Falcon and F-15E Strike Eagle, with their advanced radar and avionics systems, had provided precision-guided munitions and close air support, their bombs and missiles striking with pinpoint accuracy and causing widespread destruction. As the Allied forces regrouped, led, and reorganized, preparing to push deeper into enemy territory, the commander knew that the next phase of the battle would be just as critical, if not more so. The enemy, though defeated, still possessed the ability to launch guerrilla attacks and harass the Allied supply lines. The commander, aware of this threat, ordered his troops to remain vigilant, to press the attack, and pursue the enemy relentlessly, cutting off their lines of retreat and destroying their will to resist. The battle may have been won, but the war was far from over, and the Allied commander knew that the next 10 minutes would be just as crucial as the last. The aftermath of the pivotal battle still resonates in the annals of military history, a testament to the power of strategic decision-making and technological innovation. The turning point in the conflict, as previously discussed, was the successful deployment of advanced reconnaissance drones, providing real-time battlefield intelligence that allowed commanders to make informed decisions and outmaneuver their opponents. The turning point. What caused the victory/defeat was a culmination of factors, but the introduction of these drones marked a significant shift in the balance of power. Prior to their deployment, both sides were engaged in a war of attrition, with neither able to gain a decisive advantage. The drones changed this dynamic, allowing one side to anticipate and prepare for enemy movements, ultimately leading to a series of decisive victories. The ability to gather and analyze vast amounts of data in real time enabled commanders to identify patterns and vulnerabilities in the enemy's strategy, which they could then exploit to their advantage. This turning point was not just a matter of technology, but also of the strategic vision and leadership that underpinned its deployment. The commanders who oversaw the integration of the drones into their operations demonstrated a keen understanding of the potential of this technology and how it could be used to reshape the battlefield. Their willingness to adapt and innovate, even in the midst of conflict, was a key factor in the ultimate victory. The legacy. The long-term impact of this conflict on warfare has been profound. The use of advanced drones and real-time intelligence gathering has become a standard feature of modern military operations. The ability to gather and analyze vast amounts of data has enabled commanders to make more informed decisions and to respond more quickly to changing circumstances on the battlefield. This, in turn, has driven the development of new technologies and strategies, as militaries seek to stay ahead of the curve and maintain a competitive advantage. One of the most significant legacies of this conflict has been the increasing importance of cyber warfare and electronic countermeasures. As militaries have become more reliant on advanced technologies and networked systems, the potential for disruption and interference has grown. This has led to a new era of competition in the cyber domain, with nations seeking to develop capabilities that can disrupt or disable the command and control systems of their adversaries. The legacy of this conflict can also be seen in the changing nature of military personnel and training. The increasing use of automation and artificial intelligence has required militaries to rethink their approach to personnel management and development. There is a growing recognition that the skills and expertise required to succeed in modern warfare are different from those of the past, and that new approaches to training and education are needed to prepare soldiers for the challenges of the future. As we look to the future, it is clear that the nature of warfare will continue to evolve and change. The development of new technologies, such as hypersonic missiles and advanced robotics, will continue to reshape the battlefield and challenge traditional notions of military power and strategy. The ability to adapt and innovate, to stay ahead of the curve and anticipate the challenges of the future, will be critical to success in this new era of warfare. The declassified documents and records of the 10 minutes that changed war serve as a powerful reminder of the importance of strategic vision, technological innovation, and leadership in shaping the course of military history. They offer a glimpse into a pivotal moment in time, one that marked a significant shift in the balance of power and set the stage for the conflicts of the future. As we reflect on the lessons of the past, we are reminded that the true test of military strength lies not in the technology or the tactics, but in the ability to adapt, to innovate, and to stay ahead of the curve in a rapidly changing world. In the end, the story of the 10 minutes that changed war is a testament to the power of human ingenuity and the importance of leadership in times of crisis. It is a reminder that, even in the most challenging and uncertain of circumstances, the right combination of strategy, technology, and vision can lead to victory and shape the course of history. The aftermath of this conflict will continue to resonate for generations to come, a powerful reminder of the enduring importance of military strength, strategic vision, and leadership in shaping the course of human events. The world will always be shaped by the actions of those who dare to challenge the status quo, to innovate, and to push the boundaries of what is thought possible. And it is in this spirit of innovation and daring that we must approach the challenges of the future, using the lessons of the past as a guide, but never being afraid to forge a new path and to create a new future.